guys, it's Klaudia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do the day in the life review for the iPad in 10th gen. I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while now, but I just didn't have the time to kind of put it into my schedule. So I am here to show you the experience of using the iPad in pink. What I'll do is basically use random apps that I do use during the day. This is also Wi-Fi version only. I don't have cellular, so I won't use data or anything outside because this iPad is not compatible. The storage I have is 64 gigabytes. I feel like it's quite important just to decide what storage option you do want for yourself or for someone else. And so I'd say like a quarter of the way. You can see the storage overview here. So it's just quite simple apps. So there's nothing like downloaded yet. I haven't like downloaded movies or anything. I usually download movies if I'm traveling and I don't want to use my mobile data to connect to the iPad. As you can see, 64 gigabytes isn't really a lot. And so I don't have any other Apple add-ons with this. So it's just going to be mainly using the iPad by itself. Yeah, let's just start now. Touch ID has to be one of my favorite buttons to use. It should be included in all the iPad models in my opinion. Anyway, it's a weekday, so whilst I am about to log into my work shift on the laptop, I'm just going to read some news. And my screen brightness is around 80%, so it is quite high, but it's the most comfortable for me to read in the daylight. I do prefer using the iPad for reading text, since it's a bigger screen compared to my phone, so it definitely helps to keep my focus. It's a handy iPad and pretty lightweight to place on your desk alongside the laptop, and I'm also using my phone stand here and it still manages to balance on there. At times when I'm not using the iPad, I will turn it into a nice aesthetic digital clock, which I downloaded from the App Store. A quick pause on the video. I thought this gift that I received would go nicely with this video, so I have received the dust silver keyboard. This one is the wireless blue pink milkshake color, but there's also other designs and colors which are so nice, and they also ship to a lot of regions in the world. In the box you will find a few tools. The keyboard has RGB lightning effects, also with light strips in few places on the keyboard. You can connect it by Bluetooth wirelessly or the wired version. It supports Windows, Mac OS and Android. There is 3 angles with adjustable feet. I connected mine to the iPad by using Bluetooth. The setup was really quick, just like connecting any device like your speakers, etc. The keyboard addition did make my note-taking much more enjoyable on my work break. I am planning a trip to the winter theme park. Also, whilst using the split screen, it makes my life even more easier when I want to drag any photos on the screen or get price details while typing on Notion. I am obsessed with the typing sound the keyboard makes. Time for some media consumption. YouTube. I honestly just clicked on a random video on my recommended, and I could watch videos on this iPad for hours. I really enjoy it. It has liquid retina display so you can see the vivid colors. I like the zoom in feature on YouTube to fill the video in a bit more to the frame for better experience. Whilst using the iPad for a lot of tasks and carrying it around the room to room, it does catch a lot of fingerprints, but compared to the iPad Pro, it does leave just about the same amount. It's also easy to clean though with a microfiber cloth that I picked up from like Tesco's for 50p. Looking more into the design between the iPad Pro, there are a few similarities with the flat edges, but also differences like the bezels dominating the iPad 10th gen. The screen is also a little bit different because it involves non-laminated display, which means there is an air gap between the glass and the screen. 10th gen feels a little bit more spongy. I will try to put a video. I'm not sure if you'll hear the differences. There's also display differences I noticed. So the color tones, especially the darker tones like black, is usually slightly lighter, and so the screen is looks slightly more vintage, but I don't think it's a bad thing. The quality still is great to enjoy the movie. Since it's now USB-C, it's useful for external storage drives, but inconvenient for Apple Pencil 1st Gen, which is powered through the original lighting input. And you might have already seen the front camera is also on the landscape side now. Do you think this change in front camera position will affect all the iPads coming out from now on? So to test out the center stage, for me it wasn't automatically turned on, so I did have to go to the effects panel and have that switched on. The portrait one is where you can turn it on and it will blur out the background of where you are. So as you can see now, the lamp is, you can see that the lamp is a little bit blurred out. So if there's anything in the background. In terms of FaceTime, it's got a good front camera quality and it's an easier setup with the landscape. Give a little wave. So now that I'm all comfy on the sofa, I'm just gonna watch a movie. The weakness though is the reflection if you are sitting near a window in the daylight. So the max brightness of 500 nits do make it difficult in these conditions. So that's why I did have to turn the brightness up a lot to see. In terms of sound, there is a loud volume and good sound quality. Good enough to enjoy a movie on the iPad without headphones, since now there's landscape stereo speakers on both ends.
I don't know, I'll think of a good R name. But what if I screw up my life again, like I did the first time through? Could I really be someone better?
With gaming, I'm sorry, I don't know why my video didn't fully save, so you won't actually see me playing, but the screen is not that smooth for swiping motions, so it's the best if you have up and down controls or tap controls. Other than that, the A14 Bionic chip is still fast and the graphics played out smoothly without any lagging. And what else is also important to test out on the iPad? Of course it is the TikTok. Apps like TikTok are well pixelated on the bigger screen. The videos keep its vibrant colors and there is no delay between the video and sound. In general, the iPad in 10th Gen has done its thing. I am satisfied with my usage of when I was using the everyday apps, and all my tasks were done and I still had time for entertainment, to watch movies and FaceTime and such like you saw in the video, and it kept up really well. I didn't have any limits. I was comfortably just using the iPad for what I wanted to do, and it did last me around 10 hours, so it's done a good job. And so if you do want an iPad for everyday activities, everyday apps like note-taking, just social media usage, then this is a really good iPad to buy. In terms of price, I know it's a little bit higher than the previous gen, but you are getting a bit of a makeover, a bit of a more modern looking iPad with the flat edges, the Touch ID, which seems to be a bit more in trend. And I guess if you are carrying this around at college or university of being a student, I don't think anyone would actually know the difference between the iPad 10th Gen and the iPad Air. So this is why I love the more modern look that you can still have a nice, not outdated iPad to carry around. And of course the vibrant color, I love the color. It's made like such a real difference, and it really gives you like a nice image whilst you're carrying the iPad around. A more fashionable look, as I would say. Even though I didn't get the Apple Pencil in the first gen, I don't have much perspective on that, but I know there's a few digital pens that you can also purchase from Amazon for a bit cheaper if you don't like the price tag on the Apple Pencil, especially if it's the first gen, and which you also have to buy more accessories with it. And of course, didn't have the Magic Keyboard. I just replaced that with the Bluetooth keyboard that I got gifted, so thank you very much for that. I really enjoy using that with the iPad. And I guess if you are using an iPad just for note-taking and everyday basic apps like social media apps, then you don't really need to upgrade to the iPad Air. If you spend more of your time using it for more technical purposes like editing and all of that, you would need more storage and you would need a better chip. Yeah, I think that is everything. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. And hope you had a nice New Year, nice Christmas. I know I was gone for quite a while. Thank you for all the comments. I will literally catch up with it after I have this video posted. So I have made a comeback to YouTube again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.